Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com. Welcome to this video that I've been trying to show you forever. My bad, I had a lot of technical difficulties. The recording software wouldn't work. Then I had a glitch in FL Studio during a video. And when I was finished shooting the video, this video actually, the actual file was bugging out. So whatever. Now I'm shooting for the third time and I'm making sure I get this video to you. And as you can probably hear, you may not know unless you see my other videos, I kind of lost my voice and I got it back today, so that way I can at least talk and enunciate some of these words for this video. But besides all that, let's get into this. This is more like a davido / Afro beat. And it's dope. It came out really well. I'm really happy with it. So if you haven't subscribed, please click that sub button. Hit the bell as well, so that way you get to see more beat making videos, beat breakdown videos, product videos, producer tips, and all kinds of stuff under the sun for producers, because I go hard for producers, because I'm a producer myself, and anything I can think of to add to the channel, definitely put it in there, so that way you be inspired, you can learn, you can try new things, new techniques, and not just have FL Studio, because you can apply a lot of these things to pretty much any DAW. So let's get into this beat, man. Enough talking. I started out with these really cool chords, check it out, and it's like this really nice pluck sound that I had. So I started out with that. I think it was an omnisphere sound. And this is not how to, well, you can see it as how to make a davido type beat. And if you don't know who davido is, he's killing it with that hit song. It's probably like the #1 song in the world, actually. So look him up if you don't know who it is. And this is more like a reggae, or it can be taken as an Afro beat. I'll dig into a little more and let you decide. But yeah, that was Omnisphere for that little pluck there. There's so many sounds in Omnisphere. Let's see if it opens. There we go. Beyond pluck, and it's actually an EDM sound. So playing short notes like that. Yeah, that's a really cool pluck. And I didn't really do much to it. I think it was just EQ. Yep. So you just EQ, probably cut out the lows. Yep. That way it don't interfere with your lower frequency sounds. Next I added, I think it was a melody. And if my voice like scratches or whatever, the struggle's real. So give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And these pops will drive me crazy, so let's lower the buffer length. My bad, I always get that confused. Raise the buffer length. You know what I'm gonna do is just turn off these master effects, because you know that's what's taking up all the processing, and I'm shooting video, so I don't want to stress this video out too much and have it what do you call it, shut down on me. So in that particular sound, I think I got it in silent, and I did a little bit of tweaking to that one as well. Now with this type of beat, I don't know, that's the first artist that came to mind. As I get to the percussion area, you'll understand, but it just had this, you know, island vibe to it, so, and like a freedom to it. So we start out usually with chords. I start out with you can start out with anything, melody, drums, whatever, but in this particular beat, started out with some nice chords, and it just seemed cheerful, like a dance rhythm. So, and then I came up, the second part was this interesting lead. And then I added, I think it's like a pad, I think. Yep. And that is to complement the first part of it, the plucks. I mentioned this in other videos. You want to do like chords that complement the other chords, or a melody that complements another melody. You don't want too much going on because it can be too complex, and the listener, will gradually become uninterested and just not pleasing to the ear. So listen to the plucks and the pads together and listen to how they complement each other. And see, now that's very like nuanced, the more you do that with your beats, like the better off it is. Like it just starts sounding more professional, more advanced. And and the easy way to do that is to, like, sometimes you can just find the notes that you use initially and just do two notes, maybe the first and the third note, or the second and the fourth note, or just the bass line, or just the top. I can do stuff like that, and then just plop it in another instrument, and then do octaves. So I have actually some really interesting stuff going on here, and it ended up sounding good, because if you look at it, I got a G sharp and a regular G playing at the same time. You would never know that's going on in the background, and it actually sounds good. So as I progressed through the beat, I went straight to an awesome loop that I found somewhere in my arsenal. And this is what really gave it its flavor right here when I found this loop and it just went together perfectly with the other instruments. So check it out. See what I did with that drum loop? It has a lot going on in it, but I also use the compressor, sausage fattener, just to give it more presence and more power behind it. Of course, I use some mastering stuff in the end, but the compression for drum loops definitely can make it punch more. And also what I did, I layered other drum sounds on top of that loop just to make it, I don't know, more my own, but also just a lot more intricate rhythms going on. So next I added, I think it was a clap or something. Let's see, pattern 6, we'll find out. Yep. So a simple clap on top of that snare just gives it a little more rhythmic and a humanistic feel too, because dance songs, there's nothing wrong with a clap because it's like a natural instrument for humans, like the clap to music, and especially for dancing. So like with Afro beats, and also the whole Davido hit song, they definitely want to dance to that. Trust me, been DJing for over 20 years, so songs like this invite women to dance, and they love to dance to stuff like this. Trust me. Like if I play this beat at a club, they won't even know who it is, but if I throw a cappella over it, they'll be like, oh, that's the remix or whatever. You know what I mean? So learning how to make different type of music, you push yourself as a producer. So also I added a shaker just to give it that even more rhythm and more of a just a groove to it, man. Check it out. hear the big difference that makes, and I take out the shaker. See, big difference. And I also used a reverse snare into, a reverse cymbal into a cymbal crash. So check it out. And now you hear the beat building more. So I think I added another percussion element. So here it is in the background. And I used that to accent what was in the loop, but I also used a different pitch. So when you're making, like, when you're using loops, you can always just add on to them, or use EQ to take out certain frequencies that you want out of it, and just kind of shape and mold the sound that you want. And what you also can do is just throw this in like Serato Sample or Slice X, and use whatever sound you want out of the loop. You don't have to use the whole loop. So this one, I was really happy with the whole loop and just added on top of it. So also I added like a little chant in the background on every other clap. And I don't know what pattern 10 is, so we'll check that out. It's actually a vocal chant. I think it's actually Timbaland's voice. I'm not sure, but I thought it sounded cool with the beat. And when you're making your this style of beat, you can always add like little vocal chants that you think would fit it well, just to kind of put your own flavor on it. And this is what it sounds like by itself. All right, and let's see. And lastly, I think that's just a simple bass. So I'm gonna play into it so that way you hear it. So there you go, and that's pretty much the whole beat. I played the chorus into the verse and back into the chorus, and notice there's movement. You know, I stress this in most videos. You know, I don't say you have to, but it's good to have variations within your beat, so that way your audience can stay engaged, and also the artist can stay engaged and then be inspired to do some really creative stuff vocally on it. I'm really happy how this came out. I'm glad that I was able to use these type of elements. I usually don't make this type of music, but I was inspired one day just to try something different. And you know, producers don't get caught in the same thing every day, you know, or every week, or whatever your frequency is on releasing beats. You know, you should definitely experiment with different sounds and experiment with different genres. And don't even worry about if it fits in a genre, because you know you can make your own genre by being unique. And don't think that's just, you know, talk, because the more you experiment, you never know what you can create. You know, like somebody created this type of music at one point. It started from somewhere. So you know, you can remake this beat, make it in your style, and put your own flavor on it, and it could be the next thing. You know what I mean? So don't doubt yourself, and don't let haters, you know, bring you down either, because they're always there no matter what. Just because they're unhappy with themselves, obviously, and they're soul searching, or they're not able to do what you do. So let me not get preachy, because my voice will probably give out by the end of this video. But hopefully, you know, I showed you a few things in this video. You know, starting out with some really cool chords. Sound selection is important. You know, what I do want to mention, I didn't get into details of like the music theory. I did show you some, you know, comparisons of chord progressions and patterns and sound selection, basically in contrast to each other. But what I wanted to stress is make sure you go listen to Afrobeats and Afrobeat sound and genre. Research it, you know, look into all Davido's top songs and write down the sounds that you hear. You know, this is basically researching, so that way you can use similar sounds. And with rhythms, you don't have to copy this drum loop. You can kind of create your own. And what I do stress is like, listen to how the other rhythms are done, because that can really put your game up as far as a producer. If you can recreate percussion rhythms and then do it your own way, man, trust me, that's producer training. You know, learning how to do, like, replicate a drum loop and then make it your own by doing your own thing. You know, like little things like, what did I meant to say was like putting the bass, shifting the bass forward and creating bass in OS, you know, 3x OSC. I mean, in any plugin, really, that it's easy to do in that. But learning how these sounds are made and how these patterns are done and the type of sounds that are used in these beats definitely can take your production to the next level, man. So I talked enough. I can hear my voice tapping out. So if you learned anything, or you haven't, you know, subscribed yet, check out the other videos. Maybe you like it. There'll definitely be links in the description for loop packs and free loop pack as well. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Brain freeze, man. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell as well, so that way you get to see more videos such as this. And hopefully I have my voice back by the next video. And also give it a thumbs up if you learned anything. So, and also if you like the beat, man, give it a thumbs up. And if you want me to do any other type of artist beats, definitely put it in the comments. I tend to make music for these videos, and then figure out, you know, who to sound good on it, or what type of beat it is. So if you want to hear a certain artist or whatever, that's cool. You know, I don't mind. So anyway, I'm out. Catch you next time. Peace.